Testing, testing. Are you there, buddy?
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, loud and clear. There we go. How you doing?
Not too bad, Bob. How are you?
Oh man, great, great. It's a good start of my day for me. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's almost the weekend and Christmas is just around the corner. So, yep.
don't
Great,
don't remind me. Don't
greatest time
remind
of the
me.
year.
I I I'm a father of four, so yeah, believe me, rolling up to Christmas has been a pocket stretch.
Oh, I bet. I bet. No, I can only imagine. I mean, it's become so freaking commercialized. It's not even funny. I mean, it's funny because my wife, she was out shopping, obviously, the last 2 months. That's all it seems like we've been doing. But she's like, last week, I think she was out at Target or whatever. And she was like, man, can you believe they already have Valentine's Day and Easter stuff out? I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But that's what it is. I mean, it's like one big spend fest,
Yeah,
throughout the
yeah,
bloody year. I mean, it's
yeah.
one thing
It
after
really
another.
is. It really is. It's that thing you feel like you can't take a break because as soon as you take a break, you're
That's what I'm
behind
saying.
somewhere. Yeah, as soon as
Right,
you're on a
right.
break, you're behind somewhere. Exactly. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
a good
it's
problem. It's a good
constant.
problem to have, but it's also a negative problem to have. So it's like, you have the money to spend, but you're having to constantly spend it. So
That's the
it's
thing, and I mean, and then the thing is, I mean, it just becomes like I said, I mean, the original sort of, whatever the intention was, which was basically to try to get people together. Because I mean, look, in the 20s or 30s or 40s or whatever it was, there was not that much commercial activity going on. One of the main reasons why they wanted to have all of these, Valentine's Day or something else, was a means to bring people together and spend some quality time with each other, and to be able to continue to have that human element to it, the relationships part of it. But now it's all so freaking commercialized. Oh, you haven't got me anything for Valentine's Day, that means you don't love me. It's kind of like, really,
yeah, yep.
when did that become
I totally
that?
understand. I totally
So
understand. It's just like that. It's just like that old saying, when you did get something for Christmas and it wasn't something you liked, you're like, you still have to smile and say thank you because it's not about what you got. It's the fact that
yep,
someone thought about getting something for you. Period.
exactly,
Like
exactly,
I'm a
exactly.
father, so I don't expect anything but hugs and a thank you and a stack of bills. That's all I
That's
expect.
it, buddy. Yeah, yeah.
That's
The
so.
stack of bills is constant, But yeah, no,
So
that's
that,
basically
that
how
was
our lives are.
awesome little fresh breath of air talking with you right here in the beginning. So I just wanted to say thank you for kind of just being casual because I think that also brings a little light to the community here listening. They see that you're kind of in
Absolutely.
touch with everybody. Everybody here is going through the same issues. So,
No,
that's awesome.
absolutely, absolutely. See, at the end of the day, I want you guys to know that I am as informal can get. I am extremely happy-go-lucky, the take it easy kind of guy. So and it kind of gels with the theme of the day, right? Memes, which is basically it's supposed to bring a little smile to your face. So that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, man, life is too hard. We all know it. We all experience it every day. It's like I keep telling my daughters, when I was growing up, one of the best times of the day was coming home and watching a rerun of Seinfeld, because for 30 minutes I would forget about all the other problems and just laugh my butt off. And it would just help me forget about all the other stress and everything in life, just for those 20 minutes or whatever it is. And that is the greatest gift you can give to anybody, bring a genuine smile to their face. And yeah, no freaking wonder he's a goddamn billionaire, so he deserves all that
Right.
money.
Uh, so like I was actually mentioning right before the space really kicked off. I was telling the community because they know my sentiment about the crypto space, right? I love everything, all the technology, the teams, like everybody just bringing uh, basically their artistic creativity to the blockchain space has been huge, and
Right.
memes are set a standard for that. Like you got to have artistic ability, you got to have really community driven, but also there's that risky side to it too. And I always try to weigh that with both sides. And I mentioned right at the beginning, I said, we're, we have a nice meme token coming on, but with a twist. And I really like to emphasize that because as much as I love meme tokens, when you have a good meme, I'd say foundation, but you actually build on top of that foundation with real utilities, use case, and I would say kind of its own unique position in the space is just a real good position to be talking about. So I'm excited to get in today. I was doing some research and I totally didn't even realize this. And I'm going to tell these people now, if you guys like really good, well written or well built websites and the theme and everything, go to their website. I had the music on almost all day while I was doing research and talking. I love the aesthetics. It's very smooth, very relaxing. Like I definitely, you guys done a really good job on the little details. And a lot of people miss these details, and it kind of just doesn't give you the immersion that you would normally get coming into a meme token. So I wanted to say I'm very excited to jump into the project today. You're merging two of the hottest trends, memes, NFTs, kind of into one package, but also with the stylish art. Really, really well done. And this is Mememint. It's a revolutionary platform, an ecosystem designed to empower meme creators, collectors, and enthusiasts. So I'm ready to deep dive into it. So without further ado, give us a small introduction of yourself and then a small overview of what you built, the vision behind it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your extremely kind words. And, I am glad that you have seen the effort that went into certain things. Like you said, absolutely. I mean, some of those graphics that were involved and, some of those little attention to detail is the reason why, I absolutely love our development team led by Squash. He is a perfectionist. He is somebody that always strives to be better. And in fact, as much as, effusive as your praise was for the website, and we love it, but we thought we could do better. And so that's why we are actually introducing several 3D elements to it. Make it more playful, more colorful, more exciting. And so we actually, I mean, I got a message from him yesterday or the day before saying that, the all the 3D elements are slowly being integrated into the platform itself. And he said that by the end of the week, so hopefully by Sunday or by Monday at the most, it should be published, the 3D elements of it. So just to kind of, finish up the train of thought about what you had said. Now, having said that, firstly, thank you guys so much for having me here. I know that most of your subscribers are extremely crypto savvy, and they're much more knowledgeable than your average crypto enthusiast. So I know that you guys come with an awesome reputation. I mean, Crypto Miners has really been building up their reputation over the last few months, and I really appreciate you guys having us here and giving us an opportunity to kind of showcase what we have. And then next, again, like we were talking about earlier, I know it is right around, Christmas is right around the corner, and I know you guys are extremely busy, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy lives to just spend some time with us and trying to learn more about us. So I really, really appreciate that. Now, having said that, my name is Cal. I am the owner and promoter of Mememint. Now, my background a little bit, I actually got my bachelor's and my master's in business administration. So I have a BBA and an MBA with a major in finance. So I am more of a business guy. But my minor for both my bachelor's as well as master's was MIS. So I originally started off with JP Morgan. Actually, it was Morgan Stanley because that's their investment side. But, I was with Morgan Stanley originally in a business capacity, and then subsequently moved over to the IT field. Ended up working for IBM for almost 13 years before, I decided to basically move on to our own business. So my quote unquote co-founder is my wife. So this is sort of like a family affair. We have two daughters, and I like to call this my third child. Mememint is kind of like my third baby. And me and my wife are basically, the founders and, like I said, the promoters of this project. So we are two out of the five core key members of the team, so to speak. So what I bring to the field is, so I used to be a C++ developer. Now that's what I originally started off with when I was with IBM. So it was more of the backend code for, certain applications that we were working on. And then subsequently, I moved into quality assurance and then became a business analyst. And when I was a business analyst, that was when we actually had a couple of other businesses that my wife was primarily leading in real life, so to speak. And they were getting bigger. And, I was feeling a little stagnant at IBM. It's a huge company. When you have 400,000 people, our employees, you're just a number, So I just felt a little stagnant there. So I ended up basically moving on from there and started supporting my wife with our other businesses. So I'm the CFO of we have 3 other businesses in real life, so to speak. And I am the chief financial officer for those, and my wife is the CEO/owner for those. So what I think I bring to the team is that unique combination of, being able to run a business, because when it's all said and done, this is a for-profit entity. Yes, money is not our sole criteria that drives this, but when it's all said and done, I'm sure you as investors, are looking for a return. And I feel like, with my business background, I can bring a unique combination of that. And with my prior knowledge of technology and being in the IT field, I can bring a little bit of that knowledge to the field as well. So that is me. And then my wife, who I'm extremely proud of, she is my rock. She is my support. We've gone through a lot since we were married. I'll be married 16 years now. And we've been blessed with 2 wonderful, beautiful daughters, a 12 and a 9-year-old. So she has been with me throughout, and I'm extremely proud of what she has done. She has taken a small business and built it into a multi-million-dollar business, outside of this whole crypto realm. And what I feel like she brings to the table is, just she's extremely marketing savvy. She is very good at sales. She is very good at, just trying to basically put your product out there and try to highlight it and, eventually make a sale. So she is really good at that. And then we have about 56 people right now that we employ in our business. So she is a really good administrator as well, to be able to manage 56 people, and most of them women. Again, sorry, I'm just, I'm not. Is a hard thing to do, and I know she does an excellent job of that. So I feel like, she brings that to the table as well. And then, she's on the boards of several leadership committees and stuff like that. So she has an administrative skill that she brings. And then our third core key member is Squash. I've known him for a couple of years. He's been involved in some really big projects, I know that, for example, he was one of the developers I was working on the Pitbull token a while back, and then a couple of other, big projects out there. And like I said, he has a unique ability to have the technical prowess as well as the blockchain development. He and his team, there's about 7 of them, I believe. So each one of them specializes in different aspects of, development. And there are a couple of them that are really, their expertise is blockchain. A couple of them whose expertise is creativity, just like, you guys were alluding to earlier, that attention to detail and stuff like that. So, and then Squash is their leader who basically brings everything together. So those, the 3 of us are the core team members. Now, in addition, we have kind of quote unquote hired a couple of other people who are still in the process of being KYC'd right now, and that's why we haven't yet highlighted them. But one of them is going to be more of kind of like the um, for lack of a better word, a community manager. So as we grow bigger, we need somebody who has to focus on the community and growth of the community, and be able to manage the Telegram channels and Twitter and
definitely
stuff
need
like
a moderator.
that. Yeah.
You're going
So
to get to a point
right.
as a meme talker where you have like tens of thousands of people in there, and you're going to need multiple
Exactly.
moderators. So that definitely, and I wanted
Exactly.
to touch on one thing before I forget, because
Yeah.
it's something that you kind of spoke about it, but I like to highlight certain things to my community when I see it, especially with a team that or not even just a team, but an individual that it didn't really expect the point to come across. But when you were talking about the achievements that you earned, and then finally you got to a point where you were in IBM and you felt kind of stagnant. You felt like you've achieved everything. You're at that point where now you're plateauing, and you've seen that,
Exactly.
and you executed on your own personal growth and scaling your personal knowledge. And so I wanted to highlight that, just to say, that's huge kudos to you. A lot of people don't see that. They get stuck in the safety net, and they're like, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm making some good money, I don't want to take the risk. But you saw that as a hindrance. And so people have to realize, especially in the crypto scene, you need a CEO and a team behind you that is willing to go that extra leap, that sees that I don't want to just be just as good, and that we need to make it better, and that it kind of has that driven mentality behind it. So I wanted to kind of highlight that. I really do like that. And working at IBM too, and or Morgan Stanley, a highly impressive CV. So I just want to highlight that too. I actually use Watson's what do you call it,
Yeah. The health.
supercomputer or
The
whatever.
Yeah. The IBM Watson. Yeah. No, that was
Yes,
actually
I
one
use
of
that
the
all
part
the
of the
time.
projects. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
God
love
bless
it.
you,
Yeah.
man. I never kinda, looked at it that way, but that was very, very, I don't know, that was a very, very persuasive comment that you just made. I mean, that was a very, very insightful comment you made. Yeah, you are absolutely right. I mean, that's exactly what it was. I felt like it was plateauing, and I mean, you just, I don't know. I mean, I am one of those people who knows that, see, like they say, the day you stop learning something new every day, that is the beginning of the end, is basically what I feel like, so your demise begins, so it's always been about something new, it's always been about wanting to make yourself better, and hopefully in the process become a significant contributor to society. Look, I am not under any illusion that, I keep telling my kids the same thing. I am perfectly okay with, them leading unremarkable lives. Not everybody can be a Martin Luther King. Not everybody can be a Gandhi. Not everybody can be a Mandela. Not everybody can live lives like that. But as long as you are kind, as long as you're good to people, as long as you're constantly learning something and contributing something to society, I feel like, that is the key, so, and that has been my drive all through my life. So I
I
am
agree.
ambitious. Yep, I am ambitious, and I do want to try to, make my life and people with me, their lives better. So thank you so much for pointing that out. I really, really do appreciate that. So yeah, so I mean,
Uh,
that's basically what it was, so we felt like, as the community is growing, we needed a community manager that, these moderators report to and stuff like that. So that way, we have a pulse on what's going on, and if something needs to change, then we are going to change that. So we recently, started talking to a person, and they will be there. Like I said, we are fully, all three of us are fully KYC'd by Certic, and we believe very strongly in that. So as soon as these two other individuals are going to be KYC'd, we are going to publish that on our website as well. But we have a community manager that we brought on board, and then we also brought in a creative director slash advisor, Brandon. He is, again, somebody who's been in the IT field for a while, and who is somebody that I have known for years now. So I felt like he would be a good, I don't know, voice of reason, devil's advocate, whatever you want to call it, somebody from a third person's perspective that basically can give us a unique perspective on what we are doing and how we can make things better. Again, goes back to what you just said. It's this constant endeavor to try to make things better, right? So that's what it is. And like I said earlier, I consider this as my third baby, and like they say, it takes a village, to raise a child. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
this is our
that's funny.
village,
Yeah,
so
no,
that's
that's
basically
pretty
what
smart.
it
I
is.
like that. I like
Yep.
that.
So
That's like a meme that you can brand into your meme, and so I love it because
absolutely. Yeah. So somebody creative out there, make that
yeah,
into a
yeah,
meme, man.
exactly, exactly. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, obviously we've talked a lot about, the team and you and kind of how you brought this whole vision together, like the team at least. But let's talk about a little bit about of Mememint. Like what is the actual utilities? What's the substance behind it? And then we'll roll into kind of the tokenomics and, fee structure utilities be within that token. But yeah, let's kind of talk about, when I come to Mememint, what would my first initial I don't know, user experience be like?
Well, so here's the thing. I mean, just to kind of backtrack that just a tad bit, I mean, the reason why I even wanted to kind of launch a project of my own was, and I am sure every single one of you guys can relate to this. I've been burned so many bloody times in the crypto space. I mean, there are just so many bad actors out there. I feel like in today's crypto space that the whole industry is obviously getting a lot of flack for it. And yes, it is caused by some genuinely bad actors, and some of it is just guilty by association kind of thing, right? So and then of course you have your other reasons where you have the banks and the governments of the world not wanting to relinquish any of their control or power over certain things, and so they obviously they try to do what they can to quash it. But my biggest impetus reason behind why I wanted to start a project of my own was because I felt like the most of the projects that are out there right now, or a lot of projects out there right now, are not doing things the quote unquote correct way. I feel like, I mean, when you're trying to establish a business, whether it is in real life or whatever, I mean, you want to establish certain, I mean, you have to do it within certain guidelines, certain principles, certain morals, certain ethics. And I just feel like a lot of that is lacking in today's projects, most of them. A lot of them seem like they're just glorified, grab and runs, kind of a thing. And I just wanted to, in my own way, rectify that situation. I felt like I needed to do something to basically do things the right way, the correct way, and show that we can actually, it might be slower, it might be not one of those tomorrow get rich kind of schemes, but I felt like that is something that we can do. That was number one. Then when I started looking at what is out there that really seems to catch everybody's attention, I felt like memes have become such a part of our cultural ethos, our everyday life. I mean, I look at my 12 and 9 year olds, I look at how they communicate with their friends. 90% of the times, it's all in freaking memes. It's all in it's all in abbreviated LOLs and OMGs and whatever else. I'm
I
like,
totally
shoot.
agree. I totally agree. I go to text my oldest daughter. She's 15, and she texts me back, and it's half images, half texts, half abbreviated. And I text
Yeah,
her back. I have no idea what you just sent me.
what you just
I,
said.
I I'm old. All I do is LOL, and then I type everything out.
No, same
It's
thing
so
here,
bad.
buddy. Same thing here.
Yeah.
And even that, took me a while to understand what exactly LOL was. But the point is that, they have become, I mean, this particular form of communication has become such a everyday thing. and it is only getting more and more rampant. I almost sometimes feel like, oh shoot, the English language is going to get extinct here in a few generations at this rate. But the point is that it seemed like, all of a sudden I see my daughter, she looks at her phone and she'll be like smiling. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then it's some meme or something, and she's like, oh daddy, this is funny. So I mean, it's just become such a part of their everyday life. And the third point is, I mean, I see her again, they play these Roblox and, these games that they play. It's all about tokens. They don't, real money pretty much doesn't mean anything to them anymore. It seems like everything is done in tokens now, so it just felt like, between all of those three things, I felt like, there was something there that we can, kind of, commercialize, and we can, basically use to create some wealth for people. At the same time, keep it light, keep it humorous, keep it, fun, and, bring some joy to their life. So when you first come to Mememint, the first thing you will see is, now let me start with my big picture idea. We eventually want to have a meme land. It is kind of like a metaverse. I mean, we can compete with, Google. We can compete with Alphabet or Facebook or whatever else, Meta Labs or whatever. But it is in its own way a mini meme land. That's how we are kind of envisioning where we want to go. Now, in this meme land, you are going to have multiple lands. You want to go play a game for a half an hour after work before you want to go to bed. You go to the game land, within the meme land, and in there you will have multiple games that you can play. So for example, we will be releasing a game very soon after launch, if not at launch, um, a dueling game, a trading card dueling game. um, so what we are going to offer when we first launch is 50 a set of 50 trading cards, that you can basically purchase in packages, so you can buy a set of 10 cards, just like your baseball cards, or whatever other cards are out there, Pokemon and all that. So you buy basically a set of 10 cards, for example. So we are going to have 50 trading cards that we are going to release first. And then we are going to have a game that we are going to release first. It's going to be a trading card dueling game. Then we are going to have another game, more or less simultaneously being released. It's going to be a trivia game. So it'll test your knowledge about memes and, just crypto and blockchain. And, so just to kind of, just get you interested in the field, and also create some kind of fun, I don't know, Jeopardy type of a situation. I mean, Jeopardy type of a game. And then you can earn points. We'll have weekly leaderboards, and, you can earn tokens by being at the top of the leaderboard, stuff like that. So we are going to have those three. Then we are going to have a staking platform right off the bat. So you can stake your tokens, and that way you earn free tokens. Then you're going to have reflections that are going to be given to you just for holding the token. So that's free tokens that you're going to be getting. And then right off the bat, we'll be burning 200 million tokens. So we put aside 10% of our supply for burning. So we are going to, every 3 months, we are going to burn 200 million tokens. So over a 15-month span, 10% of the supply will be gone. Poof. And then, of course, in addition to that, with the taxes, we also have a buyback and burn mechanism on top of these manual burns. And then we have, again, more reflections that are going to be paid out, courtesy of the taxes. So these are 4, 5, 6 utilities right off the bat. And then we are going to have an AI meme generator. So we are going to have that at the time of launch. So you have trading cards, you have 2 games, you have staking, you have an AI meme generator, all of these at the time of launch without us having sold a single token. I mean, that's extremely rare to find in today's crypto world. You show me one project where, they're introducing even one or two utilities at the time of launch. They want to sell first, and then they'll tell you, oh, by the end of 3 months from now, we are going to launch this utility. We are going to do this. We are going to do that. No, in our case, we are launching 5, 6 utilities before we have even sold a single token. And then the thing I'm most excited about is there is this awesome game that Squash and his team is developing, and they gave me a rough estimate of about 3 to 4 months for this. So in April is when we are expecting that game to be released. That will be the bomb. I am so excited about that game. It is such a fun game. I don't want to reveal too much, but that is another one that's in the works. So the point is that this is what you can expect when you come to Mememint. We are going to have all of these. And then, like I said, eventually we are going to have a meme land. There's going to be a game land. There's going to be a marketplace within that meme land where you can sell your NFTs if you want from other projects, and people can buy them. Or you can sell, your trading cards. You can sell, something that you created on your own. So there's going to be a marketplace. Then there's going to be an educational hub. So we are going to have a Mememint university of sorts where we are going to start with the crypto basics, and then you will get membership to it depending on how many coins or tokens you hold. So you can get, if you, again, I'm just throwing a random number here. If you hold 100,000 meme tokens, you get a basic membership. If you hold 500,000 meme tokens, you can get a premium membership, that kind of thing. So and then we are going to have a merchandise, sort of store where you can, sell stuff that you have created, or we sell stuff that is Mememint trademark, basically. And then finally, we are going to have, and again, this is something I'm extremely excited about, is going to be a creativity zone where creators out there can come and they can basically use some of the tools that we will provide to create their own memes, and then they can either copyright them and they can sell them, or they just share it with the community. I mean, just basically let your creative juices flow. So those are the 6 broad sub lands within meme land that we are thinking about. And then, it's just the sky is the limit. You can create your own avatars, you can create your own clothes, and you basically, use your tokens to buy these things, right? So that is where the monetization of the project comes in. So, I mean, if you can imagine, there is a whole ecosystem that we are trying to build, and you use Mememint tokens, which, mind you, it is a limited supply of only 10 billion tokens, out of which, again, a billion is going to be burned. So effectively, there's 9 billion tokens only, and those 9 billion tokens are going to be circulated to perform all these things. So it can get very valuable, the price of each token, as and when this becomes more, I don't know, mainstream, or more users come into play. So that's what you can expect from Mememint.
I definitely am excited. I tell you what, this is one takeaway I got from this, and I wanted to highlight it just like I did earlier. And you kind of highlighted a little bit of it right in the beginning. But there has been a few projects in the past that have come out with some utilities and built, obviously, there's a lot of strong teams out there, but highlighting the way you're doing it is where I actually appreciate. Is the way you explained it, is all this plethora of utilities coming right at launch, but you weren't done there. You said, but then also this is what's coming, and you said it in a very I would say professional way, to where you're saying, I'm not just looking at, you're looking at 15 months, a couple years down the road, and constantly building, but you actually highlighted on what you're already working on and building, as in this is not a vision or a possibility, but it's already being done. It just takes time, and in all actuality, transparency on game development does take a long time. Even the smaller mini games takes a few months to really hound down, get all the coding right and all the testing done. So I definitely love that. I really appreciate the transparency into my community. I hope they get that takeaway, that you're going to have a plethora of stuff to utilize at launch, and everything is live like that, right at the get-go. but there's going to be constant development and much more coming. And I love the whole meme land idea and segmenting that, like you're saying, you're not going to be, meta, but you're going to be a nice, fun place for people to kind of engage and become more social and kind of bring the utilities within the ecosystem, within your community, kind of a more engaging focus. So I definitely like that. I wanted to highlight that. It's pretty neat.
Again, thank you so much for that. I could not have said it better. Very, very concise and to the point, 100%. That's exactly what it is. And I will tell you this, I mean, just to kind of build off of, what I had said earlier about wanting to do things the right way, transparency and communication is going to be a hallmark. I mean, our big focus point for us, because I am a strong believer that, human beings are extremely resilient. Even if you give them bad news, they might throw a fit. They might, get all hissy with you, in that moment. But once they realize what it is, they can cope with it. Most of us can cope with very bad news. We'll eventually will do it, So, and again, none of this is life and death. This is just a, it's a project, and it's, short of somebody dying. And it's like I keep telling my kids, you have to tell me honestly what is going on. You have to be transparent with me. You have to communicate with me. Short of bringing somebody who is dead back to life, everything else is fixable. Everything else is fixable. So unless you tell me, I can't do anything. That's what I keep trying to tell my kids. And it's the same thing with this. So whether it's good news or bad news, whatever it may be, we promise that we will keep our community abreast of what's going on. It is going to be very, very transparent. Communication is going to be huge, and that's why we even have a community manager. I mean, the fact that we actually have somebody who is going to be at the helm of communications should tell you something. And then, we spend a lot of money on getting, I know, I'm sure one of the concerns or one of the questions that your community might have is security and, code audits and stuff like that. Well, we got our code audited by Certic, which is, one of the premier auditing companies out there. And that's how seriously we take our stuff. And like I said, I am big on KYCing every one of our core team members. So I myself, I'm KYC'd. The point is transparency is going to be the key. And you're absolutely right. No, this is just the beginning, Bub. We have a lot of plans, and like I just described, I mean, I can go on and on about it, but we do have a ton of plans in the pipeline, and yes, a lot of which is already in development is en route. So we definitely have substantial big plans for the project, and we are not going to just rest with these 4 or 5 utilities. No, that's absolutely not the case. So yep.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I was going to highlight that too, because you said earlier in our Twitter space about being KYC with CertTech, and I was going to highlight that because I did read that, in the information when I was doing my research, that you guys were CertTech certified, and I'd agree, they are the gold standard. You really can't, you can only do so much, right? And hackers or scammers are going to always be there to try figuring out holes.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
but I always say, if you always want to go with quality over anywhere else, regardless of, when it comes to building something unique and safe, money shouldn't be an object. I know it for some it is, but obviously you guys have you guys not only have the vision but the business mentality to bring this forward. So I definitely see it. I love it. I do agree with the KYC. I'm actually, I'm not even a dev, and I'm KYC with 2 companies in the space, so that if anything ever does come up, my name's brought up, I had myself backed. I say, hey, no, let's go. I'll take you to court. Like, you know what I mean? I'm safe. That's how I've always
Exactly.
been, and that's how I believe the crypto overall and the financial needs to kind of engineer itself. Right? People that really need to be responsible and take a foot forward, because in the Web 2 world, if a company does bad and they screw up a bunch of investors, they get in trouble.
Yep.
We need the same responsibility of people doing that to everybody around the world. So definitely, I think that and there are steps and standards that need to be met. And I agree that you guys are kind of meeting every bit of the standard check marks out there, but also leading the pack, because there's not a lot of meme tokens or utility based meme tokens that really go that extra step of quality standard security. So hands down to you guys. I mean, obviously I keep giving you guys compliments, but there's a reason. I always say where it's deserved, you shake a hand and you give them a compliment. And I'm shaking your hand in the digital world and give you guys a compliment, because you guys have really built a great ecosystem. And I'm sure my community is already enjoying it right now. So before I move too far on, guys, go check out their website, join their socials. We're going to be asking a few questions here in a minute. So if you know, get your questions ready, get your hands ready. I'm going to be love to get into some of the meat of your guys' questions and understanding, because you guys always come up with, you know, just unique ways to look at a project. So getting ready, guys. We'll be getting into that here in a minute, but in the meantime, jump on their socials, check out their website, and you know, and if your questions don't get asked, there's plenty of time to ask questions after this space. But I wanted to just make sure they kind of get the understanding really what you guys have built, not just from the, you know, crypto project side, but the actual overall business and infrastructure side of it. So
Absolutely, 100%. Yes, sir. And that is why I keep trying to, again, harp on about, just our uniqueness, because you are absolutely right. You don't see a lot of people doing this, and again, we put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. And again, we have not sold a single token, and I've already spent so much money on this already, and that in itself should tell you that we are serious about this, and that we are in here in the space to stay and build, and actually turn this into a very, very viable business opportunity that is going to be here years to come. I mean, like I said, again, these are all little things that you guys, again, being as crypto savvy as most of your investors and your subscribers are, they probably, hopefully, can respect that. But we have an LLC that is established here in the US, that is going to be responsible for this company. We have the EIN numbers with IRS, registered. So we have that, and then we also have a legal opinion that we have sought for the project. So my point is that, again, show me, any meme coins out there, that go this extra mile. We are certic audited, we are certic KYC'd. So you don't really find a lot of meme coins out there that go this extra mile. I mean, you have, for example, we have a meme coin out there right now. Yes, it is supported by 9gag, and that's a big company, but they are openly telling you right there in their white paper, for example, this is a worthless token. This has no utility. This has got no zero. I mean, we are not going to promise, we are not going to do anything with it. Even if we promise something, it is not that, we are going to be held responsible for not fulfilling it. They're telling you openly all this, and it has a freaking $300 million cap. So I'm in market cap. I'm just saying. So this is the kind of sort of industry that is out there. These are the kind of products that are out there. So I am extremely proud of what we are trying to create here. And earlier I said we want to do things the right way, the correct way. And I feel like this is the correct way. Yes, decentralization is good, but I think that we also need to have a little bit of regulation, or whatever safeguards in place, so that you don't have a lot of these bad actors just wreaking havoc in the industry. And so again, that's my little belief, and that's why I'm trying to do things the correct way, the way I believe everybody should do it.
I agree. I totally agree. I love the sentiment. Well, we pretty much covered 90% of what my notes were, or any questions that I usually ask to highlight towards the community. But we have about, good 15, 16 minutes left. If you have time, I would love to get a couple of community questions in here.
Absolutely, buddy. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
at your
all
disposal.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to get one guy up right now live. And I actually, while I do that, I'm going to actually ask you a question I got from inside the comments, right? One thing that I think we didn't cover, or at least I might have just, it might have, I might have had like a little glitch in my audio, but was the tax system on the token. And if there is a tax system, how is the taxes distributed within the ecosystem? And it's just a small little question, but something I forgot to highlight during our session here.
Yeah, yes, we do have taxes. It's a 5% buy and a 6% sell, I believe. I believe the buy is split as 2, 2, and 1. So 2% is for buyback and burn, 2% is for reflections, and 1% is for the team development and marketing, I believe, for the buy. And for the sell, it is again, the split is pretty much the same, except I think there is it is 2% for buyback and burn, 2% for reflection, 1% for the team development, and 1% for marketing and listings, I believe is the split. But it is 5% buy and 6% sell.
All right. Well, that was just a quick and easy one. It was one I was scrolling through. It's one of those ones that you forget to ask, but it's always an important takeaway, to know. And I actually like that. I like the breakdown. People need to realize that taxes help continually grow these projects, and it does help, long as it doesn't feel like a gouging farm, like 10% or more. Those ones I always try to stay away. But everybody understand
Yep.
3, 5, 6%. It's very manageable, very small. So definitely love that. I'm going to go ahead and get Diamond Hands as my live question. I haven't heard them in a quick minute, and so I'm glad to have him back in here. That's another great community member. Let's hope that Twitter is going to allow him to be pulled up. There we go. Go ahead and speak whenever you're ready with your question, buddy.
Hello, is it my?
There you go. Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy. Yep.
Awesome. Thanks for the opportunity, guys. I just wanted to check something. I see that you have Hype Meme token listed as one of the partnerships, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what are some of the benefits of this partnership? Are you maybe planning to create an infused NFT range to represent both projects, and then seek to combine the two communities and create one bigger community of meme lovers or something?
No, I don't think we'll ever combine the two communities. It is basically just a symbiotic relationship. It's, kind of like, for example, I'm just, throwing another, partnership that, we will be considering, Karma Bragans, for example. I know the guy that started Karma Bragans Red Hat, and, he's been a friend of mine for, a few months now, and I respect the man. He is, he's a dentist by profession, but he's also a very, very, big crypto enthusiast, and he created this project of NFTs because he loves NFTs. But the point is, with these partnership, it is more of like, okay, our users, we are going to give access to your community in terms of being able to invest in your product. If for example somebody from Mememint wants to buy HMTT tokens, we can probably give them at a discounted rate or something like that, and vice versa. So somebody who is an HMTT investor, if they want to buy Mememint tokens, we can probably create like a 1 week buying campaign or something like that, where they would get like an extra 5%, than buying it on the open market, that kind of a thing. So same with Karma Bragans, we might probably say that, hey, mint community, if you want to mint 5 Karma Bragans, if it normally costs you, again, I'm just throwing a random number here, but if it normally costs you, 0.1 BNB for each mint, we are going to discount it and we're going to give it to you for 0.05 BNB if you want, kind of a thing. So those are the kind of partnerships that we are looking at. We will never, combine the two communities or anything like that. But we felt like, having partnerships with other especially, meme based and meme related communities would be good for us as a project that is just starting, as well as, it would be good for the other community where things might have gotten a little bit stagnant because, they have kind of plateaued at a certain point, So in the same way, at some point, we'll probably reach out to a few other communities out there and see if they want to have some such partnerships with us. But this was just step one, so.
Okay, no, that's cool. I was just trying to understand the benefits of the partnership, but that was quite comprehensive. Thank you. If I can, I check one final thing that I pointed out. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard you mention that you have about 5 or 6 utilities planned before the launch of the token. I don't know if I missed this, but I'm trying to understand how you create demand for the token if the utilities will be live before the token is on sale. I don't know if you're making sense. Do I make sense?
Well, yeah. Well, I should have been a little bit more clear. I guess, what I was saying was we have those 5 or 6 utilities ready to go at the time of the launch. So what I mean is that, so right now our tentative launch date is January 15th. So by January 20th, you will have those utilities already going live, I guess, is what I'm saying. So it's not, they're already done, but we haven't implemented them yet. We will be implementing them within the first week of the launch, I guess, is what I'm saying. So for example, you're absolutely right. So for example, staking, right? How are you going to stake without the token being available? Well, the point is that, by January 22nd, for example, it'll probably be sooner than that, but by January 22nd, so between January 15th and 22nd, all these utilities will start going live, I guess, is what I'm saying. So within a week, you will have the staking go live. So at that point, by then, on January 15th, if you buy the tokens, on January 18th or 19th, whenever staking goes live, you can go ahead and you can stake and you can start earning rewards. So that is, what I meant. I'm sorry, I should have been a little bit more clear, I guess.
No.
Yeah, maybe I should have been a little clear too.
Yeah. Thanks for the clarity.
Yes, no problem, man. Thank you for the great questions, man. Always awesome to have you up here. I saw you request, and I hadn't seen you in a little while, so I was like, I'm going to get him up here. You always ask really good questions, so appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right, let's see. Let's get another person. Let's get a new person. I haven't seen this person before, so I'm going to get them up whenever Twitter allows them. I like to sometimes give a chance for a new person, see their experience, and then sometimes they become a really great community member.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead with your question. Yeah, that's a lot of that's how Damien became a good community member asking questions. Was the same way. I just randomly picked him, and he at the very first time he answered a really great question, and every time it's always a real thought out question. And I look for community members that do that because it really brings not just cadence to us, but to the projects, they're showing that, people actually do enjoy what they're building and really want to learn, that support. That's what we're about. And so I like community members that really do hard work about that. So go ahead, Sheesh, with your question, whenever you're ready. Your hand's up and your mic is able to be unmuted. You just have to unmute it and speak, buddy. If not, I'm going to move on. We only have a few minutes, bud. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick someone else. That sucks. Sorry, buddy. All right, let me get, let's try Simon. I have not seen Simon before. Like your PFP. Let's get you up here. Let's hope it fixes Twitter is so funny. I got to approve someone 5 or 6 times before it even pulls them up. There they go.
Yep.
All right. It's just so weird. Whenever you're ready, whenever you're able to speak, go ahead with your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Simon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
We hear you loud and clear. You don't hear us?
Thanks for giving me the opportunity. So my question is, could you describe the token tax system? In what way the ecosystem taxes be redistributed? Are there any future tax adjustment planned? And will token holders receive any feedback?
Okay,
Yeah.
I got
So
that covered. I got that covered. We just answered that question. We literally like questions ago we answered the tax system question. So I'll just give it a quick rundown. It's 5% in, 5% out. It's allocated 2% for. Oh, actually, you can cover that part. We actually already covered. We don't have to go through all in that, but it's mainly just for the back end development, future listing, marketing, and growth of it. The overall tokenomics was just covered on it. It's 10 billion. One whole billion is going, or yeah, one whole 10%. 1 billion will be burned over the course of turn of every 3 months on a burn rate. So we just literally covered that question. I didn't want to have to go over it again because we are pressed for time. Sorry about that. I didn't want to cut you off. Also, this is your project, obviously your company, but we literally just covered.
no,
So
you're
I
good.
want to
You're
move
good.
on.
The
I
only
want to
thing I
move on
want
to
to
it.
add is, yeah,
Yeah.
the one thing I do want to add to it is I know he said that in the future, are there going to be any tax changes and stuff like that? Absolutely not. One of the key things is going to be that we are going to renounce our contract. So as soon as we launch within the first week, we are going to be renouncing our contract. So again, trying to do things the correct way, which is what I think it should be. You that way there is no, you're foolproofing the contract, so you're not leaving any doors open for any kind of mischief to happen. So we are going to renounce the contract within a week after the release.
Awesome. I actually didn't catch that, so I'm glad you caught that in that little question they had there. Thank you, Simon. Simon, I really appreciate your question. Just make sure you're paying attention and listening because we literally covered that like 10 minutes ago, if that. So GSX, you're the next. Go ahead with your question whenever you're ready. You're good to go, GSX. Oh, you just have to unmute your mic. Just if you have to hit back and back. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Hello,
We
sir.
got
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
My question, what is your mission and vision? That's it.
Well, our mission and vision is kind of, what I sort of mentioned earlier. One is we want to try to restore some kind of, in our own way. I know we are a very, very small entity right now, but hopefully, at some point in the future, we'll have more influence in the space. But our mission, one of our key missions, is to kind of restore some kind of faith and integrity back into the crypto space because courtesy of FTX and courtesy of a lot of other mishaps that have happened, especially this year, there is a lot of bad mouthing and flack towards the crypto industry. Okay, and I don't feel like it is warranted. A lot of it is very few people cause a lot of damage to the whole industry. All it takes is one rotten apple, like they say, and the whole basket is the bushel of apples is gone. So it's the same thing. So we are trying to do in our own little way whatever we can to restore some kind of faith and integrity back into the industry. That is number one of our missions anyway. And and the second thing is, obviously, this is a for-profit business venture, is how I look at it as well. So, see, crypto is one of the very, very few industries where, people like me and you, common folk, not the Jeff Bezos of the world and the Elon Musks of the world, common folk like us maybe have a chance of potentially creating incredible wealth by making wise investments in wise projects. Shiba is an example. Obviously, Shiba changed people's lives, for the good in their own way. So maybe we can be the next Shiba. I mean, it's if you work towards it, I feel like everything is possible. I'm not saying that we will be the next Shiba, but I'm just saying even if we achieve 10% of what Shiba did, I think it would be enough to change a lot of people's lives. So that's again our other mission, so to speak. Create some wealth for common folk like us, uh, to be able to, make our families, futures a little bit more sound, a little bit more robust. Okay. And as far as the vision is concerned, absolutely, we want to be the next Shiba. We want to be the next $1 billion, crypto project out there. That is the vision, ultimate vision. Now whether we can achieve it or not, time will tell. A lot of factors come into play, but that is the vision. And we want to do that bringing some fun and joy into people's lives. Just forgetting about your worries and stresses for 20 minutes a day, when you're playing a game or when you're looking at some, the meme of the week or meme of the day or whatever it may be, just forgetting about, just your stress for those 2 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is, trying to do that. So that has been our main mission as well as vision.
Thank you, sir.
I hope that answered your question, GSX. Was that good? I hope it was. That was really good. I love it. I love the sentiment. Obviously, the way you've built the entire project, the entire company as a whole, it speaks for itself, right? I always say that all the time. You can say as much as you want, but the proof is in the pudding, right? Proof is in the work
Yep.
being done, and that aesthetically and user friendly, very fast and efficient running website. The music is very, very soothing. I was, like I told you, I didn't even realize I left the website up while I was doing other work, and it was just in the background. And I was like, "What is that noise?" I went back to the website, and it was still very interactive and moving, and like just very colorful. The art is done really well. So, like I was saying, it's not always about what people say they can do, but it's what they can prove they can do. And so far, everything you guys said and you guys have been doing is proof to the pudding, 100%. So I want to say a huge thank you to you, to the entire team that you're building, and the vision that you guys are creating over there for your investors to be able to utilize not only safe ecosystem, but a fun and engaging ecosystem. Because I don't care, like you're saying, I don't care what anybody says, memes will never die. They're only getting funnier and they're only getting better. And as technology grows and people become more creative, there's a plethora of meme abilities out there. And so giving a nice, safe platform for people to be able to come is really good. So like I was saying, the potential you have to empower creators, revolutionary, the way NFT ownership and the way humor could be injected into crypto, I think is going to be a unique place. Not only a niche that isn't really capitalized on out there, but also it's a safe and fun environment to do so. So definitely love it. I really do appreciate the time. And please, as you grow, as you release, and as you continually scale up your community and release, come back, update us, let us know what's going on, and keep us informed about activities or events that you have. And now that we're at pretty much the top of the hour, did you have a last minute call to action or anything you wanted to give a takeaway for the community before we end it today?
First and foremost, I mean, what an incredible job you've done. I mean, this has easily been hands down one of the best experiences I've had. I've thoroughly enjoyed the last hour. Thank you so much, Bub. I mean, you have done an exceptional job of surmising everything that I have said, and highlighting the key points. And you're hats off to you. That's all I can say. You're exceptional. That is awesome. So thank you
I
so much
appreciate
for
it.
that. And and once again, thank you so much for having me. I mean, I just want to leave you with, these few thoughts that, I know that, again, I kind of prefaced, our whole conversation right in the beginning, saying that, you guys are, from my research that I have done, the subscribers of Crypto Miners, you guys are very crypto savvy. You are very smart when it comes to anything to do with crypto. I mean, more than the average like I said, crypto enthusiast anyway. And what I can say is that you guys can basically separate the wheat from the chaff, right? You guys can the quality. And the fact that we are trying to do things the way that I believe everybody should do, but hardly ever gets done, should amount to something for you guys. We are, like I said, just highlighting some of the key things. We are KYC 100% through Certic. Our audits, our contracts, our smart contracts are audited by Certic. One of the, again, uh, you guys know, the gold standard of auditing. We are already is getting ready to release a plethora of utilities right off the bat, without, again, having even sold a single token. So we will be releasing that immediately after launch, which is, again, very rare to find. Um, we have a very clear cut roadmap, and we know what our plan is in terms of what is to come for the remaining of 2023, and what is to come in 2024 and beyond. We have a pretty clear cut idea. And then the biggest thing is that I feel like we have been extremely transparent, and we have been very, very clear about what it is that we intend to do by way of our actions. you know um like, again, like you guys were saying, the proof is in the pudding, and we are showing that to you. So it's usually the empty vessels that make the most noise, but we are out there already showing you what we are capable of and what we are planning to do. So see it for yourself, and if you have any questions at all, even beyond this, please feel free to join our Telegram group and ask me questions there, or send me a direct message on Twitter. Whatever it is, I will try to answer you guys as truthfully as I can, and as clearly as I can. So so please do not hesitate, and just like I said, look at our project with an open mind, look at it with a rational mind, and compare that with everything else that is out there, and you will see for yourself how we are different than everybody else out there. So that's all I can say.
Well, like I said, I really appreciate the time. That was an awesome last call to action. Please join their socials, do your research, ask questions if they didn't get an answer here. And once again, thank you. I really do appreciate your time. Everybody, like I always say, thank you. And I really appreciate your time. You guys are the best, like it was highlighted multiple times. So we got to say thank you for giving us the compliments themselves. And until next time, Crypto Eagles, or Crypto Miners, you guys stay fresh, guys. Sorry. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it.